favorite term from Woody's Gamer Tag. Future Wesley here. The little clip that you're about to see was a culmination of about an hour of fooling around with a little tiny pin. So their tempers were pretty well flared up, and I got there, and I had just drove 20 miles with another tractor and baler, and I finished baling a 10-acre field in the front and the rest of the 40-acre piece in the back. And when I got out of the tractor, two young men that had been fooling with this little tiny pin were quite upset. So there's some language here, and there's some attitude here, and just don't get your feathers in a ruffle. It was about 11 o'clock at night, so yeah, enjoy.
Nighttime bailing, baby. Nighttime bailing. What happens when you bail at night? Stuff breaks. Oh boy. Look at this. New baler too. What'd he do? The fuck'd you do?
Fix it.
Huh?
All I did
What?
was fix a bolt. And then the rest of it,
Well, which broke?
Put that bill hook the rest of the way together. I'll hold
can't
that.
get the pin ends for the
Put
bill
your own
hook.
fucking bill hook in. What's the matter with you? What pin?
Pin.
A pin for the gear.
You know what fucking pin?
No, I don't.
The thing that holds it together.
Alright, so what's the problem with it?
I can't get it in. Tim can't fucking put the damn thing in there.
Well, you brought the wrong punches. You need square-shouldered punches. Where's the square-shouldered punches? Driving punches, not these drift pins. Where's the driving punches?
Those were the only ones I found.
Alright, pick up the jib, let's go home. Because you come with bullshit. Pick up the giblets and come
Like
home.
I said, there was some tempers and some attitude, and they got met with temper and attitude, and that's okay because you know what? When we got her back to the shop, I don't think I filmed anything. I know I didn't. It was dark. It was miserable. I did find the driving punch, and the thing that really kind of ticks me off is that tool truck was put together before we went to North Carolina, and I had bought brand new punch set to go in there. And somewhere along the lines, I have lost my bag that I always carry in my 8530 and it has a toolkit in it with some wrenches and a hammer and some driving punches. And that was really quite upsetting to me that I can't find it since the trip to North Carolina. As a matter of fact, I know I had it there. I may have left it on top of the damn baler and it fell off. I'm not 100% sure what happened to it, but it's gone. And what can you do? So, anyways, we did get the one bill hook fastened. The problem that there's two broken bill hooks, and I recognized what had happened immediately, and poor Joseph was like upset. He's like, yeah, I did it. So when you tie knots in these balers, you know, he had a problem with the needle shear bolt. All right, so there's a shear bolt, and there's only one shear bolt on this baler. The whole entire baler runs on one shear bolt. Everything else is overrunning clutches, and that's it. You know, so when excuse me, when that shear bolt breaks, when it's pulling the needles up, it'll go bing, and then the needles will just kind of hang there. But when that arm comes around, there's a block and a stopper, and that pushes the needles back out of the way. So he broke that shear bolt and didn't recognize the broken bolt insignia. He claims that there was like 6 bales that came out of it. I'm expecting there was only 2, but that's just what I can deduce from what I see. So anyways, when I told him to get the shear bolt in, check for obstructions in the bottom of the bale chamber, which these bolts will break like once a year maybe. The old baler, I haven't broken one in a couple of years. I go and I tighten them up just a little bit so that at the beginning of the year and in the middle, so that they don't break. So anyways, the shear bolt had broke. He cycled it from up top, and he watched it with his eyes tie knots, and then he cycled it again without putting any hay into the bale chamber. So what that does is leaves the string slack in the bale chamber, and when them needles come up for a second time, the knots that you just made will just make a mess of the baler knotter system. So anyways, he broke 2 bill hooks. They're like $90 a piece. I think they're $89 a piece. He broke 2 of those and wound that thing up tighter than a pig's ass. And of course, I saw what he did, and I told him what he did, and he says, "Well, yeah, I did. I tripped it from up top, not in the cab, because on these balers, there's a button you can, or on the monitor, you can hit the electronic trip button, and it'll trip it." So he did it twice, made a mess. If he'd have just touched it once and went on his merry way, he'd have been making bales, and I wouldn't have had to bale anything by the time I got there. So anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And yes, the GoPro camera did fall off and get run over by the tractor. And it just turned on. GoPro, turn off. These Hero 7s are kind of nice, but they also can be annoying. They got ghosts.